Hello to America. Our subject of today is culture of transformation. The word culture is a nice word. We all like this word, and we use it a lot. The term is an umbrella term used to describe a certain behavior in a group. Underneath, behind this are individuals. And the culture is created by the individuals, their knowledge, their ideas, their beliefs, their laws and culture, their customs and systems, their art, habits, and just their life and their capabilities. All this in the individual come together to create a culture. A linguist will tell you that language creates culture. That is another nice thing. And they give an example in a community when they may be quite happy. You go there and introduce a term that there is something called a upper class. They never had this idea. You tell them there's something called upper class and lower class. That's all. And few generations down the line, in that community, you will get a upper class and lower class. Just to introduce a term, and it creates cultures. Language creates cultures. We might believe that cultures create languages, which may be true, but this is a very useful insight, how you can influence positively or negatively the culture. And we use the term, the higher intellect, the spiritual intellect, because there are some big ideas, but to handle these ideas, to grapple with these ideas, you need an intellect that sees things, that sees the bigger map. And that is what has power to influence culture. And very intelligent. In a society where there is no concept of God, you bring in the concept of God, define God in a very clear words, not just vaguely, some omnipresent or something, then it becomes nothing, but define the personality, the greatness of that personality, and it will become part of the culture. And cultures definitely do influence the transformation. So let us see the aspect of transformation. The ordinary change happens all the time. This world is a world of change, and every minute, every second, things are changing. So change is a law, but transformation is a word used when there is dramatic change, big change, and stable change. It is not just changing and then it goes into another direction. Then we might not use the word transformation. Transformation, the shift takes place. When caterpillar becomes a butterfly, that is the transformation that is happening. And the transformation in human personalities, we know that it happens. When the mother notices that a child has a new friend, mother will notice there is a transformation in a child, maybe positively or negatively. Child goes to the college from a school, there is a transformation that happens. And the person gets married, that brings about a transformation. It is known. So there are times when the transformation does happen. But in our present society, the transformation may not necessarily be a positive transformation. It is just a random transformation that happens. And down the line, it may even be negative. what we might not realize. We want to bring about the positive transformation. That is where the culture and creating the culture that has relevance if we want something higher. And I like this image very much. In genetics, the term transformation is used. And the transformation happens when a new genetic material comes in an organism, and it is exogenous genetic material that brings about transformation. Otherwise, amongst themselves, these organisms, it may not necessarily create a big transformation. All the mutations and all, there is need of an exogenous genetic material. Something similar happens here. A new knowledge is required, new understanding, and that has power to bring about the shift. I like to bring the image of positive transformation. This planet, many people want to understand how we can help this society and how the big change can take place. If we see human beings, there will be one personality who just thinks of himself, and that consciousness is limited, me, and they can't think of another person or anything else. Then you go to the next, another personality type. They will be thinking of me and few people, maybe the family. They are thinking of, or they may be thinking of their little group or gang, and they are thinking of few people, not just me. They are interested in the welfare of this family. Then there are others who might go beyond the family, and they are thinking of their community, and they think of their town, village, something more than just me and my family. Then there are others who might be seeing themselves as patriots. They think of the nation, and it might be seen as very positive. People might consider patriotism is a virtue. But philosophers also argue that when one is a patriot, they almost consider the rest of the world as their enemy. They might overtly be not saying it, but that is what happens. You are putting yourself in a limitation. This patriotic thinking is one of the reasons why we can't help the planet and the environment. We can't come to some clear cooperation, because each country government thinks of me, and any changes in their lifestyle helps the rest of the world, may help the planet, but not me and my country. So this is the patriotic thinking that doesn't help the planet. But then there are those who are helping the whole planet and thinking of the larger planet. This is still another level of thinking. More one goes to the higher, broader thinking, you might think someone has to lose. Not really. When you're thinking of the planet, your country is also benefited. When you're thinking of the country, your family is also benefited. No one loses out here. Just that you are able to think in a broader way and in a higher level, and you are coming out of the blinders, blinkers. You have a broader thinking, not narrow domestic walls. But spiritual perspective is even higher. It is different. It sees that we are at another level, this spiritual beings, our existence as at a timeless and eternal level, non-physical. And this entire physical world is like a stage and a drama on which we come. It is still another level of thinking. You are still seeing all souls as your brothers, and that is one family, and then you are coming into this world with another notion. This is like a big shift. When one is seeing yourself in that spiritual model, if somehow one is able to bring about that transformation in them, then you approach this world with absolute security. And that has a huge repercussion. At present, even when you are thinking of this global level, the planet and the whole, I'm thinking of the environment and the whole planet. I'm not thinking in a narrow, patriotic way or me, some narrow selfishness, but I'm thinking of the planet. But still, what happens in this consciousness? We have got a subconscious panic, because at least there is a death at this level. We are going to die. And that subconscious panic will have its own behavior. It has its manifestation. All our social problems are because of this subconscious fear that we have. And this it brings us to a nice example or analogy. What is the difference between a normal cell, any body cell, and a cancer cell? When you look at it, a little deeper, you realize that a normal cell of a body works for the whole organism. It doesn't work for itself. As an example, the kidney is not working for the kidney. Kidney works for the whole body. And the liver, it is working for the body. It is not working for the liver. And there is a beautiful dance going on there in a normal body, any organism. And this dance helps the whole body, including the liver and kidney cells. This harmony is so beautiful. And to give an example, say there is less oxygen or less glucose, less nutrition in the body. Some organs of the body will take less oxygen and send more oxygen to the brain and heart, because there is a lot more need. If the heart stops, then the whole body will die. So body has got a beautiful harmony that is going on inside constantly. And as a result, whole body survives, organism survives, and dance continues. When it comes to the cancer cell is a different program. Its philosophy is different. It is not thinking of the organism. Its program is, I want more. That is all. It is not thinking of anyone else. I want more nutrition, more oxygen. That's all. And what happens as a result? Anyone with cancer, one of the signs is body starts losing weight, and that is one of the signs one should be going to the doctor. Same here. When the cancer cell comes, the rest of the body starves, body dies, but that cancer cell also dies. So everyone is at a loss. When it is the normal cell, the whole body survives, and the individual cells, individual organs also survive. Now let us come to this planet and the consciousness we have on this planet. If we consider just human beings, we have got 7.9 billion human beings on this planet Earth. And let us consider these as the individual cells of this planet. And what is the philosophy in each and every cell What is happening in this planet? Each cell has a program of I want more. And it is non-stop. You give anyone, ask them what he wants, give them 3 times more, and he wants more. He is incapable of thinking in any other way. Here, when I say want more, it is not necessarily I want more cakes, but it may be I want more respect, I want attention, I want love, I want me. And as we were saying before, it may go beyond me also. But when this subconscious panic is going on, that fear of death is underpinning everything. And the life is very much like that cancer cell. It may take a slightly different form. Someone wants more in one form, another wants more in another form, but it's a illness there. We are talking about planet Earth, and all cells of the planet Earth are sick by this definition. If a person has cancer, even a small tumor, they will do radical surgery. You remove all the cells around and see that there is not one cell remaining of the cancer to give the patient a good chance of survival. Here, the whole planet is riddled with metastatic cancer. So what is the hope? What is the prognosis here? Ordinarily, there is no hope. All these treaties people can sign, on environment, and that is superficial. It appears patch up if we are ignoring the consciousness, if we are ignoring what is happening to the patient there, and we are completely ignoring the consciousness of these human beings and just making this patchwork. If a patient has a cancer and you are doing some plastic surgery, is that the right management? The cancer has to be addressed. We have to attend to that problem. So here, the shift that is required is to come to that higher awareness, what we said, spiritual awareness. And if we were to come to that spiritual awareness, bigger map, we are seeing the bigger map, we are seeing our immortality, we are seeing our eternity, then the game changes. That one who is conscious, spiritually awake, he understands that he is secure at an absolute level. He knows another reality. He needs nothing from this drama. The mind is free. He is not approaching this world with a begging bowl. I want more, something from here. That finishes. And that is a big shift. So the shift and that consciousness, this transformation is necessary. It is for the planet to survive, for the human race to survive. Now, this is the shift. But the question arises, okay, one person brings about this shift. The patient is not just one cell. There are 7.9 billion. Where are we going to start here? And how are we going to bring about this big shift? There is one principle that exists, and that is very empowering to us. And what is that principle? If there is a herd, just one sheep need to change the direction, run in a new direction, and then the whole herd runs in that direction. One bird flies, second bird flies, the whole flock flies. You will never see, if one bird flies, the rest all sit there. that doesn't happen. Whole flock takes off. And reason we are in this present consciousness because other birds are sitting there, stuck there. That's why everyone else is at that level. Few need to fly, and that has power to bring about a shift of the consciousness of the human family. All are immortal, but at present we are all worried about our whole life. They are worried about their death, and as a result, we create this planet, and we are ready to destroy this planet because of this subconscious panic. And we have the beautiful option to bring about this transformation in ourselves. And we don't need to worry too much. You fly, and then without you speaking even, then you will notice the beautiful shift that happens in others around. I will speak few words now, and let us come in this experience. Let us create this experiment of flying. We said earlier, introduced this term of higher intellect, spiritual intellect. We use the word paras for this. And with paras, we are seeing things differently. We are seeing, as was said, beyond the gross. So by that sight and with that intellect, we are seeing the whole physical world as if it is a great theater. And everything that happened today, it happened in that theater. And there is the world beyond the theater. The world beyond is subtle and invisible. But that is the real world. And in this world is the true family. In this world is the true home. This environment, spiritual environment, paras environment, helps the true self to become conscious. And for him, it is normal to be immortal. It is normal to see himself as a presence. Normal to see himself as independent from the theater. Independent of everything, part and the role and body. The true self understands his independence. He is not part of the story. He understands his family is also like him. It is normal for him to belong to this family of souls. It is normal to know that all are immortal and all are noble. Just seeing this invisible and subtle family and father, that is so natural for him. He finds it strange to create any kind of attachments in that little theater, temporary theater. He knows he has got nothing to lose. He's never a beggar. He needs nothing from anywhere, anytime. Never a beggar, never a victim. Nothing in the three words can ever harm him, even the slightest. The invisible soul, the true self, sees himself as an invisible player. He is involved with everything, but never a beggar, never a victim, never subservient on anything. Noble always. Silently feels he is full. Full, complete, immortal, safe, and lucky. All we have done is use the right intellect, and we see the huge shift in the consciousness that is possible. Game of seconds or minutes. As we continue on our journey, we remember the beautiful truth. We remember the options. And happy to create a culture of transformation. Thank you.